looking at me, you don't necessarily know what ethnicity I am. I never felt like necessarily alienated by anybody because I was Muslim, but I didn't really have a place to connect at school with anyone who knew what I was going through. I felt I was different from everybody. I'm Dina Hashem. I'm a stand-up comedian, a writer, an Arab American woman, and I'm from New Jersey. My dad left when I was very young. He's lived in the Middle East my whole life for some reason. And he's called on the phone and given me the same speech every time. He goes, "Dina, you have to be a good Muslim so that one day we can reunite together in heaven." I'd be like, really? You won't even reunite in New Jersey. I didn't really learn to differentiate between like my mom's background or my dad's background. All I knew was like, you are Muslim and you are not American. I had lots of questions and I didn't agree with what I was being told about my own existence. I knew that it wouldn't be okay to say, well, I don't know if I believe in this. I can't do the same things my brother can do because he's a man. Like, it didn't make sense to me that I was different just because I'm a girl. I would define code switching as not being who you feel you are in order to feel like you're someone who will be accepted. I had to code switch in my own home. Most of all, I just became a ghost. My friend Sammy and I make prank calls to people that we post online and occasionally do podcast episodes sort of explaining how we arrived at the idea of the call and little peek behind the curtain of pranking. So my child is an anti-vaxxer, and I'm just trying to see how we can handle that.
And how old is your child?
6.
New England Civil War Museum.
Hi, I was hoping to just get a little bit of information briefly about how the Civil War started, just because I'm nervous about the upcoming Civil War and wondering what like the red flags are to look out for.
Well, everybody should be prepared. Stock up on canned goods.
I got into stand-up comedy completely accidentally. I just by chance entered a stand-up comedy contest. I would never even speak up in class, let alone get on a stage. That moment of having people respond to the fact that I'm nervous in a positive way was like incredible to feel accepted. It's Dina and Sammy here. Thinking about who to prank today. We're thinking perhaps some dog trainers to see if they can help us train my dog to attack me whenever I log on to Twitter. As I got more comfortable and started getting, more accolades within stand-up, it felt okay to be more myself. A natural progression out of being uncomfortable and nervous into a more stable place, which is where I feel now.
I'm an Arab lady. Whenever people talk about the problems facing Arab women, I think it's usually about the religion or the laws or Trump now, right? No one talks about the body hair. Like in high school, all the boys started saying this phrase. Did you guys have this? If there's grass on the field, play ball. And so I had to be like, but if the grass is too thick to move in, do they cancel the game?
When I was growing up, I think code switching protected me from, I knew I couldn't communicate who I really was to my family, so the only choice was silence. Retreating became a safe place for me, just retreating into my head. I tend to dig into my past. I think about like memories, seeing the funny angle on them, and I just try to have new experiences mostly, do new things, and that way I can have something new to talk about. I don't know if I decompress. Sitting in front of a piece of paper somehow helps a little bit. And then skating also really helps. It's I just naturally seek punishment, so skating has become a new and exciting form of punishment other than stand-up, so that's really nice.
But don't lean this way. I'll lean more this way. All right. Ready? It's funny because she said to me once, she's like, why can't I do anything I want to do yet? And it's probably like the same as comedy. Like, I think you hear that people are just terrible for like their first 10 years or so. The persistence is admirable and it's required for doing this, so, and comedy too.
It's weird because with stand-up you have an audience, so you get the validation from them, but with this you're just on your own, so it's kind of refreshing to do something just for myself rather than a bunch of other people.
I was always like so quiet because, I just had so much repression going on at home. I never really talked to my mom about my feelings. I didn't really have anyone to talk to. I feel like she just suffered so much due to things that my dad did. The same way that I didn't get to express myself, I'm sure she couldn't live the life she wanted. I think after I left college, something clicked in her head where, if I want to keep her in my life, I need to realize she's an adult and let her make her own decisions. Now I'm happy for her in that she gets to accept me for who I am and see that I'm fine despite growing up the way we did. There was always this threat of something bad's gonna happen if you break the rules, which is why I never was as rebellious as I could have been. I was afraid. I was just always afraid. As I got comfortable with my act and performing, I didn't feel okay censoring myself. It's kind of more fun actually when you make people angry, I discovered, so I stopped doing that.
Our first comic coming up to the stage is one of my absolute favorites. You guys might have seen her on Conan, but if not, goddamn, you're going to see her right now. Let's give a nice warm round of applause for Dina Hashem. Dina!
Hey. Hi, everyone. This is nice, right? Kind of feels like things are normal again. Like comedy's back, bars are back, the Taliban's back, everything's back. It's like nothing ever happened. Are there any other Arabs here? Muzzies? Arabs? Any? Muzzy? Undercover Muzzy, like me. I like that. Cool. Are there any straight white men here today? Clap if you're a straight white man. Clap if you're a straight white man. Okay. Did it feel nice to be heard right there? Was that nice? I'm on your side. I just want you to remember that for when you regain power. Okay, I'm Dina Hashem. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Dina! Let her hear it. Dina!
The journey to finding my voice, definitely torturous. I basically had to break myself and rework what I thought life was going to be and who I could be. It's like living two different lives. I had this first life where I felt like a ghost. I treated myself like a ghost. When I started doing stand-up, it was like being born. People actually saw me for the first time. Mostly, I just want to be recognized for being funny and being a good writer. At the same time, I do think it's important to elevate the voice of a female Muslim woman because that voice is important and it happens to be mine.